This episode of What's in the Box is sponsored by
Eager Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, Issue 3 is now on Kickstarter. Eager Raven, a half-unicorn, half-human princess, is forced from her enchanted kingdom of Edenron into one of the outer kingdoms of men. Eager Raven is unsure how she can help her people, but a chance encounter with a noblewoman and her unusual lady-in-waiting reveals a path more treacherous than fighting the Dragon Lords themselves. Please check out Eager Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn on Kickstarter today.
Hey there, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Yeah, you right there, Mr. Postman. Hey, Mr. Postman, look at me. Is there a package just waiting for me? Where's my box? Where's my box? What's in the box?
Hello there, welcome to another episode of What's in the Box, a long-awaited episode of What's in the Box. So thank you for being patient with me as I moved from New Jersey to Texas. I'm excited to be back doing this in my studio, and I'm just trying to catch up with everything because there's been a lot going on, from packing, unpacking, and selling, and buying, and doing all this crazy stuff, and readjusting. So this episode, I'm going to be featuring, let's go up here, and this is Xeno Trip number 1. Xeno Trip or Xeno Trip number 1, and basically the summary right here, an over-the-top adventure that's literally out of this world. Cody Bennett wakes up on a mysterious planet with no memory of how he got there, and quickly discovers that he's been crowned king of a leading monarchy. And to top it off, he's apparently started a civil war. With his 2 alien guards, Zorg and Stuss, Cody begins the quest to regain the lost pieces of his memory in addition to restoring order to the planet. In doing so, he just might be able to find his way home. The trip starts here. And the credits are as follows. This is ages 15 plus, and art by Daniela Casentino, colored by Guila Priori, written by Quentin Miles and lettered by Magnus. So this is Xeno Trip, and this was available on Comixology as a freebie for issue number 1. So I'm featuring this here. So you can get they have many issues, and you get this issue on Comixology. So number 1, cool. I love the art style. Pretty cool, fun, clean. So it starts off with him waking up. Cody's waking up, and he's like, last night was crazy, and there's this green hand touching him. Right? And you're like, okay. So he's definitely getting jiggy with aliens, right? He's like, tell me about it. And then he wakes up. Don't! ¿Qué pasó? That's what happens. No brownies, man. Stay away from the brownies. Right? And so, see? They offer you a brownie, you eat it, and you don't know what's in it. And lately, it's got a lot of stuff in it. So he's like, I don't know why. She's just green, kind of sexy. And so now you're the screamer. So obviously they were having fun. And so I love the camera angle there, right? He's got a hairy Tukus. And she goes, the hell, who are you? What did we do? It's like, what didn't we do? And so really good comeback. Really funny. And he's like, no. Running right out of the room. And she's like, call me. And I thought that was pretty cool. He slams the door. He's trying to figure out what the heck's going on. So as I'm reading this, because I didn't read the summary first, so I'm reading this. I said, is he tripping on some stuff that he took? Did he have memory loss? Whatever. So I was figuring it out in the beginning. And he's like, you got to be kidding. He's trying to figure this out, whatever. Then you got these big green dudes. He's like, is everything okay, sir? And he's like, we gave you privacy last night as you requested. He's like, oh, really? He says, get away from me, right? And he's running around with just a blanket, right? And his tuchus just all over, free willy. And It's like, where am I? And then he gets, and this is where it gets funny. So he looks over the balcony. There's the crowd. All hail Sir Mix-a-Lot. So I was like, Sir Mix-a-Lot, that's pretty interesting. You find out why they call him Sir Mix-a-Lot as the book goes on. But I love that. That's a great camera angle. Pretty cool. You don't have to go into much detail to show that it's a crowd. You got the paper flowing, and you got flags and banners, and you just got a lot of dots. And so that was pretty cool. Less is more. Glory be to the king. We love you, my liege. And what the hell happened last night? Right? This way he's figuring it out. It's like, I don't understand what's going on. And there it is. Xeno. Could be Xeno, Xeno. I've never been one known for pronouncing things correctly. Xeno Trip. So here we go, and there's the credits. Boom, part 1. Where is he? Right? And he's like, there you are. So you go on. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. Get this man some clothing, will you? The guy's walking around, free willy and stuff. And sorry, General Zorlok, they're getting him his clothes. And he's like, what? He's like, sigh, whatever. And so, basically he's trying to tell him, we got business to attend to. You can't be running around frolicking like a madman. We need your approval to sign off on our next move. He's like, next move? And says, hey, I don't understand. And he says, wait a minute. I can understand you now. Excellent. Now maybe we can stop wasting time. So when he puts on his clothes, he understands him. And so let's go beyond this. Attempts a way to try to figure out that week ago, whatever. So they're talking about the clothing and him. He says, to quote you specifically, lulz don't care. He's like, it sounds like me. And so basically he wants him to sign off because Cody, who is the leader, declared war. So they've been preparing for war, and this guy's pissed off. He's like, yo, come on, we need you to do the final sign off so we can do this. And they have the parade that started. The Elder Council awaits your arrival. He's like, Elder Council? War? What? This is huge. It's a mistake. And so now, he's like, no such thing has been made, King Cody of Bennett. And he's like, oh, would you prefer to keep calling you Sir Mix-a-Lot? And we honor our wishes or as per the prophecy. And this is the council. They're telling him, is like, to do otherwise would be treason. And us other brothers can't deny, right? Yeah, see, that's the thing. I have no idea what any of you are talking about. So this guy's been tripping on some stuff, and his memory's gone, and he's trying to figure out, how did I become this dude that you're asking, you're telling me? And I'm no king. And, it's like the closest I've come to royalty is my VIP card at the grocery store, right? And he's like, forgive his sudden memory lapse. He's been on a tear all morning. And the declaration parade is in full swing, and our armies are prepping. And all that's left is for the king to lead them gloriously into battle. So he's like, come on, man, do your thing. They're waiting. It's all because of you. Again, do I look like a king to you? It's like, General Zorlok, King Cody of Bennett is clearly agitated and confused. Making a decision in this moment could be rash. As ranking officer of the Balathar army, what do you advise? So he's like, I'm the ranking officer. I want to go to war, right? I say we stay the course, continue planning war, and begin this combat training. We are too far along to halt now. So now here it is. Looking at this from my perspective, I'm like, all right, he has memory loss for some reason. And he's been there for a couple of weeks now. You're going to find out in a second. He's been there for a couple of weeks now, but yet he doesn't remember what he did last night, how he got into that Mademoiselle's boudoir in her room and canoodled. And so I'm thinking this general is playing him and is using him because he wants to go to war. That's just one man's opinion, just saying. We are too far along to halt now. And it says, can't I like override this or something? You know, because he's trying to figure. He's starting to figure out. I'm the king, man. I'm the Don. I'm the dude. And you could, but I wouldn't advise it. He's like, why not? He said, because reversing the declaration of war with no grounds is grounds itself for prosecution. He's like, what? On what grounds? And then like, so now the elders like, yo, something's up. This kid is just tripping. He's like, enough. King Cody of Bennett is clearly not in his right mind. Until he is, we must temporarily halt any military action. And then, you know, he's like, but your dignitaries. And, you know, it is decided. Yeah, they're shutting him down. He's like, damn, see? I'm not in my right mind. So he's, you know, sarcasm. This is his best. Now he's storming off. He's pissed. Like, damn, this isn't over. Right? Why are you so desperate to go to war, homie? So we got off on the wrong foot when I woke. And, sorry, my dog is acting up. And so he's just talking to his guards. He's like, no worries, your Majesty, we got your back. And he says, that's right. You know, I am the Don. If I wanted to drill you, you'd have to answer me, right? So he's figured this out, right? He's like, oh, cool. And he says, you know, I mean, I am the king of Bathalar. He says, Balathar. He's like, I know, I was just testing you. No, he doesn't. He's just figuring it out. Names and ranks, soldiers. So now they have no choice but to, you know, stand at command. And also they're giving them their ranking, the whole bit, and personal guards to the King Cody of Bennett, members of the Balathar Royal Army. And so he's basically saying, I want you to recount the origins of your high and mighty king in full detail. Don't miss a thing. How did I get here? So he needs them to tell him how he got there, right? And they have no choice. They have to be honest. They're like, yes, sir. He says, as was foretold in the prophecy, a large light illuminated the sky in the night of the, I can't even see what that is, of the Zasis, signifying the arrival of our chosen one. So obviously he's the chosen one. Immediately after, our elite guard went to the origin of the light and found you bathing in the waters of Gorth, singing the holy song. Baby got back. And yes, an enchanting hymn if I ever heard one. You immediately took charge upon arrival, implementing a sweeping number of new policies and standards, including the renewed war efforts. And I've been doing this for 2 weeks. So he's like, I did this for 2 weeks, and I've been chanting, let's go to war. And they're like, the best 2 weeks ever, sir. And so he's like, how far is Gorz from here? I guess where he crash landed. They're like 50 miles. Why do you ask? And he's like, maybe it could jog my memory and start putting some things together. So basically he wants them to take him there. So he's like, for you, you two up for a trip? And he's like, what the hell? He goes, what am I talking about? I'm the freaking king, right? I order you to take me to Gorz post haste. And please. So they're like, yeah, I'll prepare the transport immediately, Your Majesty. And the other one's like, yeah, road trip. So they're excited. And so now this guy must tell the army, yo, we're not ready. There will be no war. And they're pissed, for now at least. So he's like, arg. Arg, if you don't know, is the title of my prose that I wrote, currently available on crazycomics.com. So check out Arg. It's really good. And so when will the enemy taste the sweet steel of my blood? My blade. I'm sorry. My blade. And he's like, sigh. Calm yourself, warrior. Until further notice, I want all of you to resume training. We don't know when the king will return to his right frame of mind, so we must remain ready. And you're dismissed. So they're like pissed off. They got the blood running through their veins. They're excited. They're like, they want to go to war. And this guy's saying no. So word of King Cody's condition is already starting to spread throughout the city. So there's always this cloaked, shady figure that comes out of nowhere and acts up. And here he is. It's always that one. It's like Mephisto, right? And it makes one wonder about things. So I have no time for your games and riddles, Xenolus. If you have something to say, you best to say it. And he's like, I only come to you as the strengthening voice of an idea already floating around in your head. So he's playing on his emotions. That's what happens. So the supervillains, so they're villains, they're supervillains, right? So the supervillains come out of nowhere and they react when you're the most vulnerable, when you're the most uncertain about what you want to do, but your emotions are going crazy. So what they do is they validate your thoughts. You might not have verbalized it, but they do it. They plant those seeds and they get you to do things you would not have done because your conscience kicks in. So these guys are anti-conscience. He says, don't presume to read my mind, sorcerer. And he already read your mind, homie. He knows what you're thinking. He says, why would I even have to? It's written all over your face. You want this war to go on with or without the king's approval. What if I could help with that? Oh, snaps. Here it comes. Watch out, boy. She'll chew you up. What's in it for you? Right? The mere satisfaction of knowing I did what was right for my kingdom and its people. Yeah. But I don't need an answer now. You know when the moment comes. Whoa, there it is. To be continued. Boom. And that ends. So, this was a Xeno Trip, and it's by QAM, QAM, or QAM. And, it could be Quentin Miles. So, QAM is the publisher, and it's called Xeno Trip. And I thought it was pretty cool. This was produced in 2013. I'm just getting up to it now. I don't know when it was uploaded to Comixology, but this is a really cool read. It's fun. Makes me want to go and find out what's happening in the new series. I mean, in the future episodes. With that said, if you want your book featured on this show, all you have to do is hit me up, send me a PDF or a physical copy. Reach out if you want to know where to send the physical copy. Just hit me up on a DM. If you want to send me a PDF, all you have to do is send it to contact@catchthecraze.com. And let me know who you are and what it is, and we'll get you featured. And, of course, if you want to be a sponsor of Catch the Craze and promote your book and have your 30-second commercial playing throughout this show and others, just hit the link below in the summary and become an official sponsor like Daphne Lage, who is currently promoting her Kickstarter, Eagle Raven, on Kickstarter. So her comic book, and it's a really great book. And, her book is on fire right now on Kickstarter. She blew away her goal on the first day and continues to do well. So support Daphne Lage, Eagle Raven. Hit the link below in the summary. With that said, don't forget, November 1st is the live launch of Forbidden on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. A double whammy. I am Sam the Crazy Man Vera. This is another episode of What's in the Box. Thank you for watching.
What's in the box?